Welcome to Elite Butcher's Path on my Uber Noob First Life video project. This has been a really fun challenge so far, and I got a big break. I found a small Eberron Dragon Shard fragment, and I was able to sell it on the auction house for 20,000 plat, which is absolutely huge when you have nothing. And then I found a couple other like collectibles and things that were able to sell for like a couple thousand plat each. So I was able to, get a little bit of gear. I'm still broke as a joke now. I spent all my plat, but I actually have some gear that for level 4, like resistance goggles +2 is decent. +2 breastplate. I found these feather falling bracers of speed on the auction house, super cheap compared to all the other feather falling items. Wisdom 2 ring, dodge 2 boots, strength 2 gloves, wizardry 2 ring, hit points 10 belt, accuracy 2 cloak. Accuracy item is kind of silly, but my 2 hit is very poor, and deadly 2 necklace, and a shock longsword, and +2 heavy wooden shield. So as I was finishing up Korthos, and I did Misery's Peak, and no joke, that damn quest took me an hour and a half to complete, which is super embarrassing. But I had nothing, I had no supplies whatsoever. I walked in there with, I think, like 17 starter potions of Cure Light Wounds, and I walked out with no potions and about 3 hit points. Had I had some effective way to heal myself, then it wouldn't have taken me as long, but I was really scraping and clawing my way through that, and just clinging on to every last hit point, which was really funny, but also really tedious at the same time. I got my first guild invite, blind guild invite from a guild called Draconian. I declined it because it doesn't fit into my agenda for this tune. And then I turned off guild invites. I was really curious to see how long it would take for some guild to send me a blind invite. Oh, on the spells, by the way, I have Command, Night Shield, I think I had those last time, Protection from Evil, Remove Fear, and now Soundburst. Now I have a second offensive spell. This is an AoE crowd control spell. Really nice low-level crowd control. It doesn't do very much damage. Not worth maximizing or empowering, because that added spell point cost isn't worth the little bit extra damage that it does. And I did take maximize at level 3, probably not worth it, but I was thinking more in the long term. I don't even have it turned on yet. And then for enhancements, I went right away for the War Priest damage reduction 5. This was huge. That was a game changer for me too. I don't have the ability to craft an invulnerability item, so having damage reduction 5 across the board from here was giant. And then I went for the extra hit points, and the PRR is pretty important too. And then over here on the Harper side, I thought a +1 to my weapon, as well as the 20 extra spell points, would be useful. So I've been doing everything on Elite. Like I said before, I could not do Cannith Crystal. There's just no way with what I had. And I also could not do Redemption, because I had no way to keep Lars, or whatever his name is, healed. And I couldn't crowd control fast enough to keep him from getting damaged. But so far I'm able to do everything else on Elite. I'm just wrapping up my level 2s. After this, I just have Smuggler's Warehouse. I won't do Stealthy Repossession. I don't have a way to invis myself right now, so that's just not going to happen. It's too bad too, because that's such a great quest to farm. It's awesome experience for the 2 minutes that it takes to run through there on invis, and that you really, I mean, you probably have run that quest before. You really have to do it invis, otherwise it becomes a major hassle. Right now I'm just rocking the tiny ingredients bags and the tiny, the small bags, and they're overflowing. Luckily I just got another bag space for Coin Lord Favor. But some of the skills that I developed as a noob 5 years ago, like knowing which collectibles were valuable. When I was a noob 5 years ago and I was trying to make them plat, I was paying very close attention to which collectibles were valuable, like vials of pure water. If you're a vet, you got, millions of plat. Obviously, it doesn't cost a lot of money. But when you're a noob and you have nothing, and you're able to sell something for a few thousand plat, that's kind of a big deal. And so I've been going through my collectibles and selling, deadly fever blanches and vials of pure water and stuff for a few thousand plat, and that's been a big help too. But because I was able to sell some stuff, especially that small Eberron Dragon Churn fragment for 20,000. I was able to stock up on. I get a 50 stack of Cure Serious Wound Potions, so that's pretty huge. I need to go get a Muckbane now, though, because this Wand of Eternal Spark of Light is a little too slow on these oozes. Oh, when I first started this toon, I had a gold roll waiting for me. I've never started over on a server, so it sort of seemed to me that as soon as you log in, if you're VIP, you get that free gold roll. And I got an 8,000 experience point gem, and I didn't want to use it right away because it would just blast me by level 1. But I did decide to use it just now, just before this quest, while I'm level 4. And that just gave me a rank, so it wasn't as big of a deal. Still very nice, but it wasn't a game changer like it would have been at level 1. So also able to stack up on some curse pots and stuff, but I only have, down here I have, no more than 6 of each of the critical pots to carry around, and I bought 5 of each of the resist energy pots too. These casters with their lightning bolts and ice storms have been pretty challenging, but fun. I mean, it totally changes the way that you play when you got nothing. You got no resist, you got no shit buffs. It's a lot like, I mean, I've done permadeath. My guild does permadeath events within our guild, and when we do them, we usually have some sort of theme, and we've done a couple of them where ship buffs weren't allowed. I'm going to shoot through my entire little stack of curse pots on this quest. Always go for the casters first. Very important lesson, but y'all probably know that. String of prayer beads. I'm even posting 15 stacks of prayer beads for like 500 plat. That's how important every little bit of plat is to me at this point. save isn't very good on Sonic Blast. I mean Sound Burst, but when it's not maximizer empowered, you can afford to spam it even when you have very low spell points. Also sold my greater essences on the auction house for 200 plat each, and those all sold. So that was very helpful as well. This is ridiculous. I need Mukbang. Well, they do take a little bit of sound damage. I have no fort item on right now, but that's probably pretty common for a level 4 anyways. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. In fact, when I was on an episode of DDOcast earlier this past summer, one of the topics that I did was starting over on a new server, and that already I'd had the idea that I just wanted to try it for the challenge. But then after that DDOcast episode, I was just eager to do it even more, and then somebody on my YouTube channel had requested another First Life series, so you can kind of do both at the same time. This isn't going to be as good of a First Life series as the one with that I did with the Druid, but I think it'll still be valuable for people that are maybe new to Favorite Soul and want to do an Evoker build. No rare. Favorite Soul's probably my second favorite class, and followed by Sork. But I always play the Favorite Soul as Evoker, and the way that I build them, they start off really, really slow because they have no melee power and just no casting DPS, so it's a struggle for the first several levels. And when you have gear, meleeing stuff isn't a problem, but when you got nothing like this tune, it is. Oh, you cheater. Oh no, Ice Storm. Ice Storms are very scary. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about my videos, you're welcome to respond on YouTube. And if you're on Thelanis, you're more than welcome to send me a towel. Or Sarlona. I'm still on Sarlona most of the time. I'm only doing these videos in the wee hours of the night or early morning when there's nobody on Sarlona anyways.